And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Guys, before we do get into it, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. Dom, obviously, we know that the social media ban is imminent. And a conversation that we actually had following this announcement was, talking about that really, are these laws here to control us and to control the population that seems to be rising up in the United Kingdom?
Yeah, well, look, first let's actually talk about the laws and what is being implemented. So really, they're drafting laws to scan every phone, every photo, every video, and every message in the country. So this is Apple specific, or it's not Apple specific, but it's actually, Apple phones that are made in the UK or for the UK will have this software built in. So there are, there are obviously tech CEOs, if they refuse to implement this new sort of backdoor software, they can face up to 5 years in prison, Dan. So really what we're looking at, every image scanned, every message scanned, every video analyzed, all on the phone. They're already pushing this safety stuff. And the crazy thing about this, Dan, is that a lot of these platforms already have sort of kid specific, software. For example, YouTube. You can turn it to, kid-specific YouTube videos.
Mode as well.
Exactly, restricted mode. It's the same with a lot.
They age restrict content as well.
100%. And, a lot of these policies for these social media companies is that you need to be 13 years old or above to go on them. So, they're already banning people lower than 13, 12 and below that are coming onto these social media platforms. But, I just think the more I look into it, the more draconian it becomes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was looking out for the next segment there. Sorry. I thought you were going to show that. Move on to the next segment.
Well, we can. Joe Rogan has been massively vocal about this as well. So this was a podcast with RFK Jr. Talking about people being jailed for X posts.
And you look at what's happening in England now, with people going to jail for Twitter posts.
12,000 people this year. 12,000 in the last year.
And this was the Magna Carta was, written, and now it's just a dictatorship.
Well, they got rid of trial by jury, except for murder and rape and a couple other things. Now it's just a judge. So, whatever it is, if it's a social media infraction, there's no reasonable, judge by a jury of your peers. No, you're getting judged by a judge. And that's nuts.
The Soviet system. It's like Kafka.
I just can't believe how quick it happened. When when you look at the social media arrests, they were always disturbing. Like if you go back even 4 or 5 years, they had quite a few of them a year. But it really ramped up over the last year or so. And it's just insane to watch. And a lot of it is criticism of immigration. Like legitimate criticism of immigration and legitimate criticism of crimes that have been committed. And people outraged, which is completely normal. But instead of doing anything about that, they want to arrest people from complaining. And
I think Joe's spot on here. When he talks about criticism of immigration, I think all of it probably is all the arrests are actually criticism of mass immigration and crimes and, real problems that are affecting local communities.
Yeah, well, accompanied with that, by the way, and obviously with the news, obviously Elon Musk has been very, very vocal on what they're trying to do. They said that Elon Musk came out with regard to the social media banning for under 16, said the UK is a police state. But he also kind of quote tweeted this graphic, which we'll stick up. I've just sent it to you, Dom. Essentially, it's the United Kingdom. My goodness me. Top 10 countries by reported arrests for online social media posts. So that's exactly what Joe is getting at there. And as you say, UK is very, very high. Belarus is in second. Germany's in third. China's in fourth. Turkey, etc., etc. But the UK almost more than double that of Belarus in second. And Musk says the politicians imprison people to hide their crimes. So Musk came out and said that. Then he also commented as well on the same thing, saying the contemptible Quisillings pushing censorship in Britain will face prison terms in the future.
We do. We need prison terms. We need people who are fundamentally going against the Constitution of the United Kingdom. We have the Magna Carta, where these rights are instilled in the British citizenship, and people are forgetting that. People are completely forgetting the history of our country. We have the right to a jury trial. To quote it, it's a right to be judged by your peers. Paraphrasing, obviously. But, you know, David Lammy comes in, second generation immigrant, and just completely rips it up, just changes the law. How is it even possible to change the law? How are we not, you know, judging ourselves based off the Constitution that our forefathers gave us? In America, they take the Constitution very, very seriously. You know, you have the right to bear arms, the right to free speech. That's why free speech is the First Amendment. Remember, you know, a lot of the founders of the United States were British citizens, right?
Yeah.
George Washington, I believe, British citizen. And it just feels like they made that the first one to say, okay, we know where the UK is going. We know that they want to have mass censorship. We know that people don't have freedom of speech. We're going to make this the first one as a fuck you to the United Kingdom. And guys, any US American listeners out there, Lord, please help us.
Guys, do let us know your thoughts on that one down there in the comments. As always, hit like and subscribe for more.